Thank you all for coming to what they say everybody's favorite chakra panel. So here we are, Sacred Sexuality. It's a really nice way to wrap up the first evening at the New Life Expo. And we have a great bunch of people here tonight, because what we're really creating in New York is a really conscious sexual community. So a lot of these people are from here and from other places, but we have a whole new community that's gathering, and maybe some of the people here will talk about that. So I'll just introduce Anita DeFrancesco, who actually started Tantra when she was 9 years old, and she has a whole story about that. And this is her book, Live Free or Die? No, Live Free, Your Journey to a Liberated Life.
Live free and have sex.
Live free and have sex. You can use the microphone to ad lib. Okay. Anita, do you want to? Because I know you have a great story about that.
It's real long. You'll just have to read the book.
Don't give us the whole story. Just.
I have learned Tantra at the age of 9. I know this will sound kind of weird. No, it wasn't. I wasn't having sex at 9 years old. I had rheumatic heart disease. I was in a hospital in Philadelphia for 6 months, and I witnessed about 10 children dying, and I was supposed to be one of them, because heart disease in the year 1966, a lot of children were dying from that disease. So the disease that I had, Joseph Pilates had the same disease, so just keep that in mind, and look what he invented, Pilates. Anyway, what I did was I laid in the bed, and I started to move my body and undulate my pelvis, because I wanted to get out of the bed. I was only able to stay in the bed for 6 months, and they would never let me get out, and so I started to realize that I was sending energy up to my heart. And I happened to have been the only, at this time, it was me and African-American children together in the hospital. And together I opened my heart to love and realized that Tantra was love. And this began my path, because back then I realized that, love goes beyond race, is something that what we're really learning about in this day and age that we're in. But I realized that when I was 9 years old, when I had to open my heart to reach out to my hospital mates to get love so that I could heal. So once my heart opened, I didn't die, and I witnessed 10 other children dying of heart disease then. It was a very debilitating disease back then. So I realized from then, I went on to start to study. I went into the medical profession. I became an X-ray technologist, and I started to learn about the body and what makes the body, the connective tissue and the undulations. And then I went on to study many different things, including yoga and Tantra, studies breathing and dance movement therapy. So really, I feel like I was just called by a spirit to be there. And having high fevers, they would soak me in ices at night, and this would bring my pranayama out. So I was actually transformed and self-realized at the age of 9. So Tantra was not something that I knew. I didn't know that word. But as my path carved out, I find myself here as a Tantra teacher. And it began at 9 years old with a disease. And I realized that if my heart isn't open, I'm not going to have great sex.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you.
That's a great story. Yeah, that's a great story.